everyone, welcome back. This is exciting because it's been a while since we've done reaction videos, and today we're gonna take a look at Charli D'Amelio's quick beauty routine for acne-prone skin. This is on Allure, which we tend to not look at Allure videos too often here on this channel. I'm really curious to see what it is that she's doing, because this is always like the great thing is that when you look at somebody, especially a young person, and they say that they have acne-prone skin, but then you look at them and they look perfect, you always want to know, well, then what is this person doing, right? So we're gonna find out in this video. I do know that there's a little bit of makeup in this video done as well. Maybe we'll stick around for like the first couple of steps if she's using like a primer or to look at what foundation she's using. But I think overall we'll stick with just the skincare portion of this.
Hello you guys, I am Charli D'Amelio and this is my 10-minute beauty routine.
This is actually timed, like it's supposed to be pretty quick. So we're gonna get through this pretty quickly.
So first things first, I start off with ice. I have to ice my face every morning, mostly because I don't sleep ever. So my eyes are always a little bit puffy in the morning, but I really like this and I just kind of go down my neck as well. And even if it doesn't do anything, it wakes me up, so.
Listen, I was young too. I didn't sleep that much because I had so much to do, so much FOMO. But something I've noticed with the younger generation, I speak as an elder millennial. Something I've noticed is that, like with my nieces and my nephew, they're in high school right now. They kind of talk about not sleeping at night as like, they kind of like wear it like a badge of honor. Like they're up all night on TikTok and playing games with their friends online and everything. And then they're so exhausted the next day. And I'll tell you, this is gonna catch up to you. Ice is not gonna fix this in the long run. But that said, can ice actually help depuff? Absolutely, it's cold. Do you have to use an actual cube of ice? No, there are better ways. One, what you could do is use like a sheet mask. I love sheet masks. Whenever I feel like I'm puffy and I just need to like calm my skin, I'll throw on a sheet mask, especially one of those hydrogel ones. It's just gonna help, just calm my skin and hydrate it at the same time. Or even just like the hydrogel eye patches, super easy, throw those on. The problem with ice is that sometimes it can be a little too shocking for your skin, right? So you don't want to actually make your skin red. So you go from being puffy to suddenly being red, even if it's just temporary. It's not the look you're going for either. The other thing is you can see like the water is just like dripping all over her face. She's putting it on her neck and everything too. The problem with that is if she doesn't go in with another product after this to lock in, water is hydration, right? So if she doesn't go in with anything, it can actually start to dry her skin out a little bit. Another alternative to the ice, you can take one of the massaging tools, you can take a spoon, put it in the refrigerator, use that, it'll calm everything, depuff, and be just as good. So you don't have to have like uncomfortable ice dripping down your face. So it's not a huge deal, but there are better alternatives for sure.
This is another face roller that I got off Amazon, and I just kind of go along my jawline and then my cheekbones. I'm very, very tough on my skin, but I'll worry about that later in life.
Very tough on my skin. This is the thing. No matter what your age is, you should not be tough on your skin. This is, and worrying about it later is exactly the problem with being young. I used to think about this. I used to think this all the time. I'll just worry about this when I'm older. like later on, I'm gonna worry about this because I've got so much time. And I can tell you now, at almost 42 this year is what I'm gonna be. Saying that just sounds crazy to me. But I remember being in my 20s, being in my teens thinking, whatever, I'll deal with that later. And this goes for every aspect of my life, not just my skin. This is like an analogy for life, right? I can tell you what happens when you deal with it later. It turns into a lot to deal with. I get so many questions from people who have babies later, who are aging, and they're seeing everything now on their faces. And it turns out it's so much harder to deal with it later than to just prevent everything. Wear your sunscreen. Don't be rough with your skin. In fact, treat it like it's baby skin forever. Using the right products, not tearing at your skin and being super rough and always irritating it, not staying up all night and being proud of that. This is the stuff that catches up with you later. And I can tell you firsthand, it is so much work to deal with it later. It's all I do. It's all I do. I share all of this with you. I deal with it now, later, right? Because I didn't take care of myself in my 20s, or in my teens. I think she's a teenager, so. That said, if you are gonna use a massage tool, totally fine. In fact, I would have preferred she used a massage tool instead of the ice. You don't have to use both of them. The thing is, you know that I don't want you tugging on your skin. I don't want you to be rough. I want you to have some slip on your skin. So you can put on a facial oil, you can put on a moisturizer, you can put on a serum that's maybe not gonna dry down too fast. Something that I sometimes do is I even use like an oil cleanser. I put it on my skin, and before I rinse it off, I go in with a face massage tool, and that gives you that nice slip on your skin. You don't want the massaging tool to grip your skin. That's just going to tug at it. This is the stuff you're gonna have to deal with later. And when I say deal with it later, this is the sagginess, right? This is the dark marks and the hyperpigmentation that you're dealing with later. She probably is only thinking acne and clogged pores right now at her age, but when you're older, you have jowls, you have sagginess. Like it's all the stuff that you really don't want to deal with later, right? So you can prevent that by just not being rough with your skin.
This is the Caffeine eye cream from the Inkey list. Also, as someone that has very, very sensitive skin and is a little bit more acne prone.
Okay, wait, she says that she has sensitive skin, but she's also rough on her skin because she'll just deal with it later. You guys, if you have sensitive skin and then you're being rough with your skin at the same time, red flags here, right? Like, methinks maybe this might be you. Like, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. This is the problem, right? Like, if maybe she stopped being super rough on her skin, maybe she wouldn't have sensitive skin. When you're rough with your skin, of course it's gonna be sensitive. And that sensitivity will not get better if you continue the cycle of being rough with your skin. Whenever people tell me that they've got combination skin, they've got sensitive skin, sometimes they're right. But sometimes when we start to dig into what they're doing, we find out that they're causing a lot of their own skin issues.
I have to be very careful about what I put on my skin, but my skin is cleared up a lot. I'm also taking medication for it, so that helps a lot, but I also have to keep up with the rest of the stuff so it doesn't break me out all the time, because that happens very easily, especially when you're getting glammed on a lot, your pores get really clogged.
Okay, so the caffeine eye cream, totally fine. I actually think that's a great eye cream, especially a starter eye cream for somebody who doesn't have a lot of problems. If you feel like you've got dark circles, in her case, she feels like she's puffy because she didn't sleep at night. That's a perfectly fine eye cream to use. You know what she did tell us, which I wonder if it's gonna be a part of this routine, is that she's on medication for her acne. That's like ding, 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 ding. That's probably the key right now to her clear skin, by the way. And I hope she says it. I mean, I'm gonna assume it's either spironolactone or it is, Accutane or whatever it is that she's using. I hope she actually tells us before the end of this video what medication she's using, because that's probably a huge factor in how she looks right now. So I want that to be very clear in this video, that so far, what we're seeing has nothing to do with acne-prone skin. It's all about that medication that she's using. She said something like she needs to maintain and everything. She definitely does. If you're using, especially a medication like Accutane, your skin can get very, very dry. I would assume that she's probably at the tail end of this at this point, or like using a very low percentage of it, because she doesn't look really dry and flaky, but she's gonna need ingredients that are very nourishing and moisturizing for her skin. So I'm curious to see what else. I mean, I can already see that she's about to go in with a Glow Recipe product that I actually really like.
Okay, and then I'm going in with these Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dew Drops. I actually found this through TikTok, a creator named Michaela, and she has really, really glowy skin all the time, so I wanted to try it out as well, and I've been very, very happy with it.
Okay, so I actually think this is a really great product from Glow Recipe. This is basically a niacinamide serum that leaves your skin looking glowy, because it also has like a iridescent kind of a finish to it. So it's a really nice, very light serum. It also works well, in my opinion, as a primer. It's funny that she said she got it off TikTok. A lot of people are sold on products on TikTok, but I will caution people that when you see a person on TikTok specifically, looking really glowy and all that kind of stuff, I wouldn't always say it's the product, right, that's causing that to happen. Maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. I always just like caution to be discerning with the products that you're seeing being used on TikTok. I know that I've been duped a couple of times, mostly with like Amazon products. I'm like the first to be like sold on an Amazon product that it turns out I don't need. So just always keep that in mind. As far as the main ingredient though, in this formula, niacinamide, I think that's great for people who have acne-prone skin. It's not an acne treatment, but it is an ingredient that does everything. You've heard me talk about my love for niacinamide. It is great for anybody who is breaking out, who feels like they have clogged pores, because it helps to balance your oil production. It's one of the things that I love the most. It also helps to soothe your skin. So if you do have sensitive skin that we probably know is being caused by her in some ways. Maybe also by her medication that she's taking that we have yet to find out about. I'm so curious which medication she's on. But niacinamide is great.
Moving on to moisturizer, I use the Mer Moisturizing Soft Cream. This has been my favorite thing. I've tried a bunch of other moisturizers and I found out that a lot of my moisturizers actually break me out, so I have to be very, very careful about what I use. This one is by far my favorite.
I think what's really interesting about her specifically using the La Mer product, that La Mer moisturizer, which I think is a totally fine moisturizer. I think it's really great. I've told you guys, like when I have it, I've purchased it before, I use it up because it really is a nice moisturizer at the end of the day. Is it overpriced? Absolutely. But it is a beautiful moisturizer. It's super thick. And for someone with mature skin especially, it is very, very moisturizing. So for someone who claims to have acne-prone skin, it's not necessarily the first product that comes to mind. Is it bad though? No. Sometimes I think people with acne-prone skin actually need more moisture because they're probably using ingredients or medication that's really drying their skin out. So this could actually be a great moisturizer. It's just fascinating to see somebody so young with acne-prone skin using that kind of a product. But it did make me start thinking about, she was saying something along the lines of like, products were breaking her out before that she was using it, like she's associating products. She also said something like, when you're getting a lot of glam, you tend to break out a lot. I think this is a common misconception, is that your products, especially like makeup, right? Like are clogging your pores. So that's what's causing all of your acne, especially when you do a lot of glam. I can tell you, I get a lot of glam done. Nikki LaRose is sitting right there and she contributed to this face today and I love it. Do I think I'm gonna go break out at the end of the day or after a couple of days of working with her? Absolutely not. And the reason for that is I clean my face well. That is such a huge factor in whether products will break you out or not. You guys hear me say this all the time. People really discount the benefit of a good cleanse, whether it's a double cleanse or not. You guys know I love a double cleanse. I love to go in and use that oil-based cleanser first, soften all that makeup up, massage my face, kind of treat myself a little bit, rinse it off, and then go in with a regular cleanser afterwards. And that to me leaves my skin not only clean, like I'm assured that my face is completely clean, all the makeup is off, all the sunscreen is off, but it also isn't stripped and irritated, right? So I'm starting at such a good baseline for the rest of my skincare routine. Now you guys have seen me, several times get upset when somebody's like using a makeup wipe and then they especially don't go in with a real cleanser afterwards. That is when makeup products or other skincare products are clogging your pores. They're getting stuck in your pores because now it's still on your face, or maybe there's like sweat and sebum kind of like mixing together that hasn't been completely cleansed from your face. And now you're packing products on top of that. And then you feel like you're breaking out. So remember, again, that cleanse is so important. I have no idea how she cleanses her skin at night, but it makes such a huge deal. How you cleanse your skin sets the tone of your entire skincare routine.
And I'm also going to go in with the Mer Renewal Oil, and I just feel like this kind of helps get a little bit extra moisture on my skin before I start my makeup because my skin gets super dry very, very easily. So I like this for just a little bit extra moisture.
Wait. I don't know if Charli knows what her skin type is, because I was fully expecting her to say that she's got acne-prone skin that tends to be oily and everything, but she's saying that she's got dry, sensitive skin. She said acne-prone, sensitive skin in the beginning. Now she's saying she tends to have dry skin. The dryness also probably contributes to the sensitivity of her skin, the medication that we'll never find out, it turns out, that she's using for her acne. There are a lot of question marks, I guess, around this skincare routine and whether she's actually using some of these products like the La Mer. It's very interesting to me that she's going in with an oil, but I actually don't think there's anything wrong with her using an oil on her face during the daytime. I personally wouldn't do it because it'd just be gloppy on me at this point. But I think that it's actually a really great trend that I see the younger generation doing, and that's they're trying to get that glow with their skin. Does oil moisturize your skin? Not necessarily. It's more of an emollient. It's gonna sit more on top of your skin and lock everything in, but she is using a pretty heavy moisturizer. She's got her serum on. It's totally fine to use. It's just gonna make her skin look a little bit more dewy and glowy and lock everything in. So that should actually be pretty helpful for somebody who has dry skin. Now, if you have acne prone skin, again, like I just think it's very interesting to see what she's choosing to use versus what I would picture somebody who thinks they have acne prone skin would be using, but nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? It's just interesting, not what I expected to see. The last two products from La Mer were more products that I would expect like a more mature person to be using in their nighttime routine. That's all.
So first thing, I'm just going to clip my hair back because I always get whatever I'm using for my makeup in my hair. It's a very, very bad habit of mine.
All right, so she's gonna go into her makeup and I'm gonna cross my fingers, this is sunscreen.
I'm going to be mixing the La Mer Soft Fluid Longwear Foundation with this Kosas foundation. I don't know if it was a skin tint or a foundation, just because I like a little bit of coverage, but not too much. And I'm just going to mix that on the back of my hand and apply that to my face. Not using too much because I just want to go for a little bit of a simple look today. And it blends out very, very beautifully. So you don't have to worry if you do add too much.
All right, I don't really need to get too much into the makeup. I saw what I needed to see, and that is Charli is really waiting until later to fix everything because the most important step, and if she's on TikTok and watching people on TikTok, I would assume that this message has become loud and clear. It's actually one of the things I've been so proud to see happen amongst the younger generation, and that is the importance of wearing your sunscreen. She is not putting on her sunscreen. So she really is waiting until later. Something I'll throw out there is both those foundations that she's using have a little bit of sunscreen. One of them is like a SPF 20, one of them is SPF 25. But if you don't know my philosophy on SPF in makeup, I think it's totally fine to have as like a backup, but you have to have your main sunscreen. She even said she's not gonna put too much of this because she wants it to look a little bit more natural. She doesn't wanna like cover her entire face. When you count on your makeup to be your sunscreen as well, you have to use a lot. You have to use the right amount to actually cover every bit of your skin that is being exposed. So is it gonna give her a little bit of protection? I guess a little bit. She was joking that she's gonna take care of this later, whatever taking care of it is, right? But she really is going down that path of, she's not gonna deal with her skin right now. She's really just gonna bask in youth and the fact that you seem invincible when you are young. Your skin can take anything seemingly when you're young, and you know, you'll just deal with it later. And it's kind of a sad thing to see because I thought we were past all of this at this point, but it looks like we're not, especially if Charli is not sending the right message to all of her millions and millions of followers that sunscreen is the key here. It's a bummer, especially because she also says that she has sensitive skin and she's on a medication also for her skin, which I'm gonna assume is making her skin sensitive and probably more sensitive to the sun. So, you know, dark spots, hyperpigmentation, wrinkles, loss of elasticity, loss of collagen, all of that can be prevented a little bit at least by just wearing your sunscreen every single day. So wear your sunscreen, take it serious. Anyway, so that is Charli D'Amelio's morning skincare routine because she's obviously putting on some makeup to go out now. Definitely eye-opening, and honestly, I would say she's probably in the norm. If anything, she's doing a lot more for her skin than probably the average 18, 19-year-old, whatever her age is. So I don't fault her for not knowing that she should be wearing her sunscreen, that maybe she's being a little too rough with her skin. That said, this is a prime example of maybe we need to educate our youth a little bit more too, right? And we need to make sure that we're really stressing the importance of that sunscreen and really, you know, like I'm surprised that her dermatologist, considering that she's on medication, didn't stress the importance of her sunscreen as well. It's a little bit of a disappointment, not in her, but in her derm. I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. If you guys want more, tell me in the comments below. You can find me on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm at Susan Yara, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.